Hi there, this is Neil Kilbey, and
Peter Schmitz.
where are you today, Peter?
I'm where I look at my background. I'm in sunny Florida, where the sun is out and the water is beautiful.
Thank you for that. Let's get to the point.
Yes, please.
Today, we're going to talk about pricing, okay? And we've covered cost plus and what the market will bear for a product previously, but we'll quickly run through that, and then we'll go on to what is value-based pricing. So the worst form of pricing is
cost plus,
which is
that's where you take the cost of your product and you add your profit margin, your gross margin to the product.
Right.
Correct.
And what is so terrible about that?
What is this, a quiz?
Yes, it is today. It is a
quiz. What's bad about that is basically the price you end up at has got nothing to do with market demand or what the market will pay for your product. It's all based on what it costs you to make it. And your cost structure could be high or low. Who knows what that is? And you've seen it on Shark Tank all the time. They're not interested in, they're going to, what's it worth? What do you sell it for? And then they go into what's the cost, and how often do they say your costs are too high, right? So the issue is not the cost. The question to be asking yourself as the business owner is this: what will the market bear for the product or service you're trying to sell?
Yeah, and at the volume you're trying to sell at.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, fair enough. That's
and we can get into stratification there, which is is a different issue. You can sell one product at one price point, and then you can add something to it and sell it at a higher price point, etc. But the element there is that cost plus is a no-no, and second one is pricing it once 5 years ago and then never putting the pricing up and never reviewing.
And so many small business owners do that. They are afraid to raise the price, and even though their cost structure has probably gone up, they're afraid of what the market will react to their price. I mean, I had a client that was in that exact situation.
And the answer to that is to
test. You want to, if in our world where we're selling something online, we can easily test a price or a package type offer. So I'll give you a quick example. If a product is selling for $50, and it's been like that, like you said, Neil, for 20 years, you could probably raise the price to $60 or $70 pretty easily, because those are price points in the marketplace. We all have price points when we go shopping. However, one of the smarter ways to do it is to package it with something else. So now you've changed it slightly, and it's worth more to the consumer.
Absolutely.
And now you raise your average order value, which means more profit to your company.
The number one thing that was stopping the increase in profit and making everybody better off is the mindset of the business owner, who's just a little bit afraid. Okay.
In most cases, that's what I've seen. I wouldn't say that's everybody, but that's what I've seen. Yeah.
I would say that it normally is, but let's move on from that.
Yeah. So, because the next one is the most fun one.
The most fun one, which is what we do, which is value-based market pricing. So both Peter and I do the same thing. We offer a service where we help to raise people's revenue by a minimum of 25% within an 8-week period. Okay, and so if we're doing that for somebody and that 25% raise is not significant, then it doesn't have the value that our service costs. Okay, so we head and work with people who have a revenue in excess of, say, $500,000 and up, with a reasonable profit margin. So we know that if we can raise their conversion rates by 25% on $500,000 a year, that's another $125,000. And if they run a 20% margin, that's $25,000 a year increase in profitability, with one extra spend, which is for our services, which is at $9,800, or just under $10,000 for round figures' sake. So the value of our services to the customer is plus $15,000 for every $500,000 at a 20% margin.
Well, and it keeps going. It's not just 1 year, because we've raised the value of what they're doing to the marketplace. So now that increase in revenue should be sustainable year over year.
And I think the important bit is that's the first of it. It's almost like an introductory offer. Peter and I have got endless years of experiences, both in increasing revenue. Well, Peter has endless years of experience. I mean,
okay. But to use the example of a client I had recently, his conversion rate was 1% on his website. We raised it to 1.56%, which is a 56% rate increase in sales conversions on a quarterly on a quarterly basis. That was worth roughly $90,000 in extra revenue to him. So he was very happy to pay the fee.
As you rightly point out, per year.
Yeah, no, the 90,000 was per quarter.
Wow.
So 300, what is 90 times 4? 36. So 360 grand. Now, things fluctuate slightly, but the increase would be consistently over what the average was. So if conditions in the market change and the average response rate went down slightly, he was still 50% above what he was doing, and it was a sustainable, repeatable process. That's the key.
Absolutely. That's the important bit. So it's not like advertising spend, which
right.
if you stop it, it stops.
That's right. That would be a one-time situation. We improved in this situation his online sales process so that it would be sustainable, and that in the conversation here about value-based pricing, that was worth way more than $10,000 to him. So
absolutely. And that's the point. First of all, we are doing a little bit of an advertisement, because every now and again somebody says, but what actually do you do? Well, that is what we do as our introductory basis. Okay. But the concept is there. If you can show somebody that you can increase their business or save them a certain amount of money, because people do that. There are people who will go and find you supplier savings, and they take a percentage of that. Okay, and there are other people who find you the mistakes in your payroll, and they will take a percentage of that. Okay, so these things are always value based, so that they're getting something, but for an increase or a saving within your business or within your life. If your realtor can save you, make you more money than you anticipated, then they're worth more. Okay, so which is always the point. But the essential element is there's a value that we're exposing, creating, or saving, and that there is a percentage. There's a point of that which goes towards the person who's helped you achieve that. So, and so that's us selling it, but also explaining exactly how the value-based pricing works. Okay, right. And any other comments, Peter?
Not today. I think we've hit on value-based pricing and why it's of value to a business owner. And I guess the thing we need to add is it doesn't work in every situation. We're not miracle workers. We can't come in and fix every situation we encounter, but when we see a situation when the sales process can be improved, there's gaps in the process that we know there's better ways to do it, that's when we offer our service, and the value will be there.
And just as a final sort of pitch there, well, it is to a certain extent. Just get in contact, and if you've got a business doing more than $500,000 a year online, get in contact with either of us, and we will just simply find out within an hour whether or not we can do something for you. And if we can't, okay, we're not going to be turning around to you and say that'll be a great idea, because we offer a money back guarantee. Right, so there's no way in the world I want to take on a project that doesn't have the benefits that we state. So that's just that at the end of that. Peter, thank you so much. It's Friday night, and it's Valentine's weekend, so I know you're going to be very, very busy. And I'll catch everybody on
this, will you? End this.
That's lovely. Thank you so much for your time. That's brilliant.